Textbooks play a huge part in our life, our learning, and school, and we wouldn't want to change that, would we? Online textbooks, also known as ebooks, are becoming more popular in schools now, and I'm sure I've had experience within a couple classes, and I'm sure either most of you have used an online textbook or at least you know what it is. Today I'm going to tell you about the problems about ebooks and why we should banish them and not use them. First, I'm going to talk about the many problems of online textbooks. A lot of people say that ebooks are much better because it's less to carry and less storage and it's much cheaper. However, they don't realize that online textbooks do take up a lot of storage. It may be lighter in your backpack, but it's much heavier in your computer. They take up storage in your computer, especially if we stuck to ebooks, eliminated paper textbooks, then you'd have multiple books on your computer taking up lots of storage. In the end, it costs you more money because with a regular textbook, you can resell it back at the end for your money back. Even though online textbooks are proven to be a little cheaper, once you have them, you can't resell them, you can't share them with your peers, and whereas paper textbooks, you can resell them in the end, so you'll end up wasting more money with online textbooks. As stated by Amy Fontanelle, many ebooks are only valid for a 12-month period, so why shouldn't students permanently own what they pay for? This basically explains how once you buy an online textbook, you get it for a certain amount of time, or you may be able to keep it forever, but you can't resell it back for your money, so that money's gone. Whereas if you buy a paper textbook, then you can resell it back in the end for your money. Another reason why online textbooks are not good for schools, they are much harder to navigate, even though they are on technology, as in like computers and iPads. A lot of people say, well, we're the technology era, we should know how to work technology much better than everyone else. Even though that's possibly true, online textbooks are hard for anyone to navigate. You can't flip the pages very easily. There's tons of buttons to press to try to, it's basically guess and check when you're trying to change the pages on online textbooks. And there's also different programs and setups for ebooks. There's one class may have your ebook on this site, but then the other class may have it on this site. So you have to learn multiple softwares for your online textbooks. Whereas if you stuck to a paper textbook, everyone knows how to use that. There's no useless instructions for those. Online textbooks are also known as a scavenger hunt because, as I said, it's hard to find what you're looking for, and also it's proven that looking on a screen is harder to learn from than actually reading a personal book. As stated by online universities, users have to remember where they are, learn to navigate and use each book, and typically have to maintain a login for each ebook. So basically, as I'm sure if you've used a textbook, you have to go online and usually have a login for each book, and so you'd have to memorize all of those. You'd have to learn how to use each one too. Next I'm going to talk about how ebooks also cause many more distractions and are easier to skip out on homework. Most people say, well, you're already doing your homework on your computer, so why not just use your textbook on there? Well, there's multiple reasons why this is not good, because online there's also social media, so it's much easier to flip tab to tab from your textbook, and let's say you just want to check your Twitter really fast. That could cause a lot more distractions than needed, whereas you could use just a paper textbook and read from there and not have any distractions. It also increases students' excuses to not do their homework because they could tell their teacher, oh, well, my ebook crashed, it was hacked, there is maintenance on the website, and whether that may be true or not, the teacher wouldn't know, so you would skip on your homework for that day, which, one, that would make the teacher frustrated, and two, would lower your grade in the end. Let alone all these distractions online, taking notes online from your book is much harder because you have to use all the different tools. You have to, let's say you want to highlight something, then write notes on it. You'd have to find the highlighter button, choose a different length and color, whereas in your paper textbook, you can easily just take a paper and pencil, write it down, and use your highlighter and highlight what you want. So there's a simple solution for this. Basically, I think students should just not use ebooks, and same with schools, and we should tell people to be aware about why ebooks are bad because using paper textbooks would help the teachers, help the students, help their learning, and overall help the students' grades. So I hope that so basically here I found this graph that people most people have bought ebooks and print, but however it's shown that people have purchased more print textbooks than ebooks because I'm guessing that once they bought both, they realized print textbooks were better. And then this one shows the sales of ebooks, and in 2010 they started becoming more popular, started making more, putting them in schools more, so most people bought them. But then they realized that they weren't as productive as paper textbooks, so the sales have gone down. So I hope that from listening to all these problems about ebooks, that overall they hurt students' grades, our learning, our money, and even hurt schools in the end, that we should not use them.